Waypoint's Media Club, your one-stop shop for discussions and reviews on all things movies, video games, but never a book. Also TV shows, which is what we're doing today. We are talking about Marvel's What If, Episode 2, What If T'Challa Was a Ravager. Joining me today is Austin J. Ernst and Brett Jamerson. What's up, guys?
Hello.
Hello.
Right.
What if Jordan didn't stutter on the title? What if?
Listen,
What
man, I'm
if?
trying my hardest. So, initial thoughts. What was everyone's initial thoughts on the episode, just overall? Austin, I know you weren't on the last one. What were your thoughts on the first one, this one compared to the first one?
I have a lot of the same feelings of the first one that I do the second one. I think the second one's better. I think it's a more fun ride all the way through, especially like the little twists and turns. I feel like the first one, while compelling and just the style of the show, it all moves at a really fast click, and I don't think that works for me personally. The second one does the same thing, don't get me wrong. I just think the content they packed in the second one was more enjoyable, whereas the first one was more of an intricate character piece between two people, whereas the second one with T'Challa is still like a character piece, but they're having more fun with it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I think it was more enjoyable for like average viewer.
They really went like I think Captain Carter is a difference that is not that substantial. And I don't mean that to sound rude or disrespect. I just mean like they stuck pretty close to the formula of the first Avenger in that episode. Like, so that change didn't change a whole lot. I do think that there are ramifications down the line that could, hypothetically, like Bucky's not the Winter Soldier, so does this mean Tony's not Iron Man? Does Tony not have daddy issues, etc., etc.? But like within the context of the episode, like it's basically the first Avenger. This one, they were like, this is gonna change fucking everything. Like we saw T'Challa's just being like the perfect Starlord out there. He's actually well known. People know his name. He's able to easily recruit people. He just told Thanos, like, hey, don't do that. And Thanos was like, I'm gonna listen to you. He's
better than Peter Quill in every imaginable way.
That's basically
That's what we established.
Yeah. But they almost like went like, not too, like, I think it was like a hyperbole, but I liked it, where they were just like, this guy is so good. Like, he's just so likable. He got Thanos to be like, I'm not gonna do that.
And the way they introduced Thanos, loved it.
Yeah.
I love that introduction.
And I'm like, oh fuck. And then it's just like, and then they're just, like, part of me at first was like, I wonder how people are going to take that they're kind of laughing about genocide. But then I was like, well, listen, we've seen Infinity War, so maybe that's why we're like this. In the context of this universe, this is just a really dumb idea that he had at one point that they're kind of roasting him for. It
would be equivalent to making fun of your friend with mixed in with a little bit of dark humor. You know, like just sprinkles of dark humor.
Yeah, and like I don't want to give a specific example. I feel like it would be like if by accident somebody was like, well, what if we just did this to fix this? And someone was like, that's eugenics. You know, like I was like, oh yeah, no, you're right, that's bad.
Yeah. I see the comparison.
Yeah. I also really like Nebula as well in this because we had that change relationship where she had a strained relationship with Thanos, but it wasn't a pure hatred.
Yeah, I love that detail where she wasn't tortured.
Yeah.
Or if she was, it wasn't for a long time.
Well, she still has the one robotic eye, so T'Challa stopped it early.
Sure. Yeah. And I love that she has a nice... is that a wig? Is that her actual hair? I have no idea.
I think that's her actual hair, because in the comic, she has, like, hair.
Oh, cool. It jumped out to me that she's blue, and so is...
Yondu.
I looked it up. Yondu and Nebula are not the same species, and neither of them are Kree, which are also blue people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Blue is just
that covers both my questions.
Blue is just a very common color, I guess, in the galaxy for humans to turn. Or not humans, for people to turn.
I almost said Mondu, and I'm like, no, that's not it.
Mondu, yes. Yondu's grandfather.
Brett, what did you think? We haven't heard much from you.
Yeah, I liked it. Going off of what y'all said at the beginning, going from Steve to Carter was not a huge difference in terms of their similar characters with similar like hearts and viewpoints and things like that. So when that switch takes place, it's following the same plot of the movie. Also, one thing that stood out to me with the comparisons of the first two episodes is they were replicating the first Avenger, which is like takes place over months, right? And then this adventure seems to take place over like a weekend or something. Like it's very much more of a shorter time frame, and I think that's why the pacing felt way better for this episode as well, compared to the first episode.
Yeah, it's almost like the inverse, where it's like this actual storyline, like the context of what happens in episode 2 is not that big, but they go so far past the change that a lot has happened. Whereas Captain Carter showed the change happen, and they didn't go that much further than the change, but the context of the episode spanned over a few months.
Right, yeah, that's a good point. Also, they got the Power Stone and like just didn't do anything with it. Like,
it never comes up again.
I know, I love that. It kind of just going along with like the whole Loki storyline of kind of moving past the
Infinity
I missed that. I missed that. When was the Power Stone?
At the very beginning.
the
It's
very
like in
beginning.
Guardians 1 where he's in there getting the Power Stone. He does get the orb, and I think they're talking about selling it to someone or something, but it kind of just...
Oh, right. At the very beginning, you mean?
Yeah.
And they kind of just ignore it, because the reason they go to the Collector isn't to sell the orb, it's to get that thing that can like fix the universe or whatever, like the magic plant that will cure all.
I felt like narratively, I mean, sure, that is true. Yes, they got that to like kind of dupe the Collector in a way, which also I think is a good twist of him. I liked him being the new Thanos in a way.
Yo,
we'll get back to that.
We'll
get back to that.
Yeah.
But I think the narratively, the purpose of going to that location was to get the guy that is like, oh, it's Starlord. I don't remember his name, but I love him. Whoever acts like the actor, the voice actor, I love him in anything he's ever in.
I would know his name if I saw it. I just have trouble pronouncing it. It's like, I don't want to butcher it, but I know it's like a DJ, and I don't know which one's silent, which isn't.
I think Brett's on it.
Yeah, I'm looking it up.
But I think the purpose of that scene was to get him and that little small twist at the beginning, and I was like, "Ooh, I love this. This is great."
Where he's like
right from the get go. Yeah, right from the get go, they're like, "This is more of a fun one."
I got it.
Yeah.
Korath.
Yeah, that's the character's name.
Dude, he was like head over heels.
He loved Star-Lord.
Like,
yeah, I love that twist too. It's like, oh,
that, like, I felt a little bad for Peter Quill, like, kind of jumping ahead here, like, because in what we know of his storyline so far in the MCU, like, he really is he's still like a little selfish and whatnot, but he is a hero. And seeing him kind of just working at Dairy Queen, I was like,
right,
yeah. And it's not like he's a teenager, like he's like 28, and he's just like working at this Dairy Queen clothes.
Oh, man.
Part of me is like, I hope he's the manager. I hope he's just not like the cashier.
You do it. You manage
no
that Dairy
anyone
Queen.
Who's 28 is a cashier. I'm 25 and I'm a cashier as well.
That happens, man. I still work retail. I'm there.
Yeah,
nothing wrong with.
But it's just like, man, like you really got the short end of the stick in this universe, Peter.
100%. Yeah, but okay. One fact I do want to make is I've always been ever since I've seen the first Guardians, I was like, Peter Quill, I fuck with you. You're a good dude. I like you. Then Infinity War happened, and I was like, Peter Quill, you fucked all this shit up. Like, this is your fault.
I still think that Peter Quill, like in his heart, he is a good person. I just think that he's an emotional person.
100%.
Let his emotions get, and like
it didn't help him as a character.
Yeah, and I know that he gets a lot of shit for Infinity War. I don't think that was out of character. I think it was a bad move and it fucked them over. But I think it was very, very in character of him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I still think, God, like, it's Thanos, motherfucker. Like, come on, dude.
Yeah. But let's talk about the Collector for a second, because holy shit.
Yeah, that was good. That was a cool reveal. And we're jumping around here, but
yeah, it's fine.
the weapons that like appear behind him.
Yeah.
What?
Why does he have Mjolnir in the shield?
Yeah.
What are the implications of that too? Because Laren pointed this out to me. If T'Challa turned Thanos
rest in peace
away from his path, Thanos never went after the stones the way he did, implying that Avengers 1 may have never happened, or at least may have not happened the way it played out in the actual MCU, because Loki may have just tried to attack Earth at some point, but he didn't have Thanos providing him an army because Thanos was over that.
Mm.
And I'm just making a really, really big assumption that
there's no guarantee
T'Challa did it within less than 2 years, because Avengers was 2012, and we don't see Nebula till 2014, but I can't imagine she got that much cybernetics put in within 2 years.
Sure. I mean, we can't even guarantee that Tony's Iron Man. I mean, Cap isn't Cap. I mean, he's still a hero. He'll always be a hero, but he's not Cap.
I would say that stuff we have no reason to believe didn't happen, because it's not connected to T'Challa directly. I just think that the events of the Avengers, because it has to do with Thanos and his connection, like those might have not played out the same way. So maybe the Avengers never had a reason to come together, and the Collector, on separate occasions, beat Captain America and took his shield, beat Thor and took his hammer.
I think we'll find all answers to this in the next episode, right? Isn't it Fury's episode?
Yeah, but they're not connected.
The next episode is the Loki centric one.
I thought it was Fury's.
No, the next one is Loki. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was Nick Fury's big day or whatever, something like that.
I
So
think
these
it'll
aren't
be
connected at all. These are all different.
Oh yeah, no, this doesn't
Oh.
take place like in the Captain Carter universe. Each episode is its own what if universe.
I thought they were coming to the same universe, though. I thought that was the whole point of it.
They
Go ahead, Brett.
they hinted at I can't remember if it was like one of the writers or one of the showrunners saying that there is something that is connecting all of the episodes together. So what does that mean? If it just means the Watcher being present in all these spots, or if it actually means like the multiverse collapses and Captain Carter gets thrown in with T'Challa as Starlord and on it. We're not sure yet.
This could be false, but someone that I was watching for like recaps on this stuff mentioned that Chadwick Boseman, rest in peace,
Yes.
He voiced 4 episodes worth of VO. So that makes me think like that's a lot,
He
right?
voiced 4 episodes, but that doesn't mean he necessarily voiced 4 as Starlord. There could be other moments where T'Challa pops up, because I'm pretty sure we saw a scene.
Good point.
In the trailer where T'Challa is with, like, there's a kind of like Avengers-esque shot of a circle, and I think it's like Gamora and Thanos' armor and T'Challa, but I'm just slipping as to whether T'Challa was like more in his Star-Lord like getup or if he's a Black Panther.
Getting kind of in the weeds about that stuff, so I apologize.
Yeah. There have been whispers that somehow each one of these are going to connect in some way, or that some of them at least might cross over. But as far as we are supposed to know, each of these is their own independent universe.
Okay.
And I don't think there's any connection with the intro where like you see all the fragments split and you see like all these like little glimpses of like the different like realities, because you see like a Killmonger as Black Panther suit, and so I was like, is that gonna play into like any of these episodes, or none of that is for like?
We know it didn't play into this one because he arrives back in Wakanda and his dad's still king.
Alive.
Which also implies that, the whole events of the UN and whatnot didn't happen, or this took place before Civil War. What if, like, we don't know when he landed. I guess 2014, right? Because I guess this was supposed to take place around Guardians 1. So it would have been before T'Chaka would have died in Civil War, had Civil War gone the same way in this universe.
Yeah, but we don't even know if Ultron is going to happen in this universe, right? Like,
he was on. I mean, he's there. Ultron was on the cover art or whatever.
But again, that's each episode's its own. We're talking about
in
this episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. Basically, the way I see it is like if there's no chain to be like, oh, there's a connection there, things probably worked out the same. Now,
it's a bit confusing, at least for me, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, technically, Ultron's like Age of Ultron could have worked out differently depending on if T'Challa leaving changed Wakanda's foreign policy stuff and how they give out vibranium, because we know vibranium was stolen by Claw. Like, so there is a very loose connection there.
Should we talk about the other twists, like Drax and all that good stuff?
Oh yeah, Drax was fun. Like being the bartender and his wife and child were still alive.
Yeah, that was a nice touch. I enjoyed that.
Like at that club scene, they're going on and on about like all these massive feats that T'Challa and the Ravagers like did, and like saving this planet. Like it's like dang, man, like look at you go.
They literally went. He was the perfect Star-Lord.
Yeah.
Sorry, Peter Quill. Sucks to suck. Did you notice that Yondu has his teeth? And there was a line about him like if I didn't stop you from like going clean or whatever, going the good way, you would have lost more of your teeth. And then I literally Googled Yondu MCU, and he's missing a few teeth.
Wait, does Yondu not have all his teeth?
He has like replacement gold teeth or something like that, or like scrap teeth.
Oh yeah,
it makes me wonder though.
He has bad teeth. Yeah, I don't know. I like the bad teeth better. I feel like it fits him.
Sure.
It makes me wonder like when
this is a better Yondu though.
When they picked up T'Challa, like, because the whole thing with Peter Quill was like they were like this rough and tumble gang, and so they like were threatening to eat him and stuff and all this. And like, was T'Challa even at like what 13 or whatever, like able to convince them to like?
You think he
You
was
know what
13?
I mean? Because there would have been some time before like they would have taken him more seriously, and he would have just matured as a person. Like,
Yeah, I did find that intro sequence where they're just like, "I'm gonna show you the galaxies." And I was like, "That's how like it's just a fucking space taxi." Like, and then you just stick around. Like, what?
Yondu at that point was threatening to eat Peter Quill. Like,
Yeah,
immediately.
and
I know. It's like, what happened?
I get that,
Yeah.
and I get that in the original Guardians or in Guardians 2, it's revealed that Yondu never intended to bring Peter to Ego because he figured out what Ego was doing with these kids. But he never like he just goes, "That's not Peter Quill. Ah, fuck it, we'll take him. Like we'll just bring him along with us."
All right.
Yeah.
But I think they were what I think it was personally is I think that they were impressed with the fact that he was not scared because they go, "You're not freaked out by this." He's like, "No."
I understood the kid made a good first impression, but just being like, "All right, come on."
And here's the other thing. Honestly, I could see it, like kids are so weird because they're either scared by the dumbest things or they have absolutely no fear because they don't know what's dangerous and what's not.
I'm not weirded out by young T'Challa's reaction. I'm weirded out by how the Ravagers react immediately to just taking this child. They're like, "Oh, you're ours now, bye."
I mean, they were going to do that anyway. They were expecting to take a child.
Yeah, but
Part
the
of
way it was done
be-
was so weird.
Part of it must be too, like, because he is royalty, he probably just carries himself like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, to an extent, but at the end of the day, I think a scared kid's a scared kid.
yeah. What do you guys think about the Black Order being security detail?
I mean, I like that as
Honestly-
well because like Thanos implies that he had them at one point, and when he got turned straight, he like let them go.
I liked the premise. I didn't like the execution of it. I thought they just spoiled everything about it. Not spoiled as in like gave it away, but like they just didn't utilize it at all. I think Kind of Funny mentioned this as well. Kevin mentioned it where it's like, yeah, they were there and they don't really talk to Thanos much at all. Like they don't like if you just quit a group that you were close with for a long time, then you saw them again and you had to fight them. Like there's gonna be words.
We don't know how
There's gonna be
long it's
words.
been.
I don't care. Like no words at all. Nothing. They act like they never seen each
No,
other before.
He just wanted to take him on, and that was when she was like, "Are you crazy?" He's like, "No, mad." Like that was badass. That was weird.
Like that line.
The
I
way
like
he
the line.
said it- the way he
But that
said
I feel like
mad,
that
too,
that line is its own thing. I don't think it's. I don't know.
You're right. Yeah, no, it's
It
not.
didn't
like
work for me.
Yeah.
Oh, and did you guys notice too with the voice acting? Did we talk about this yesterday, Jordan? When we were playing Avengers, like they got Josh Brolin back. They got like pretty much everybody.
They got Josh
except
Brolin back, but then like,
Chris Pratt for the 5-second cameo.
was that Chris Pratt for those 5 seconds? Because here's the thing:
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. It was somebody else.
cartoon Peter Quill does not look like Chris Pratt at all.
Nope, not even a little bit.
Yeah, I
They
don't
just
know.
drew
Which is
like
weird.
generic white guy number 7.
Yeah.
Yeah, modern white guy.
Generic, modern. Yeah. And then Nebula's voice was weird where I didn't mind her voice. It was different, even though it was the same voice actress. But I feel like that works because she's less robotic now. Like, you know, in the movie, she's always kind of whispering like this. Rhodey, there's an idiot on the landing bay. Like, she's always whispering and pissed off. Here, she's more relaxed. I kind of like the flirty.
With hints of that.
Yeah.
With hints of the.
I was also into the flirty voice and her calling him Cha-Cha.
100%. Okay.
That was
Is
amazing.
that double entendre? Because Chadwick and T'Challa. Because that's what in my mind. That's what I think. It's like Cha-Cha, like Chadwick.
I just thought it was, but they don't know Chadwick in the universe. It's just T'Challa.
They don't have to.
Cha-Cha.
Yeah.
So
No,
Cha-Cha.
yeah. It's. Did
In
anybody?
my mind, that's my canon. Okay.
Did anybody ever use a texting service Cha-Cha? Like.
I
Yes.
used to use that in middle
Yes.
school.
Yes, and then I learned that Andy like worked for Cha-Cha. Do you remember this? This
Yeah.
was a thing.
It was my
Yeah.
first,
Wasn't
my
there
first
another
phone.
one? There was Cha-Cha, and then wasn't there another one? I think
Mm,
GoDaddy had offered the same service. It could be
All
wrong.
I
Yeah.
remember is I didn't have
But-
a smartphone, so I would, like.
Yeah, you have to
pass
text
the
them.
time out. I would text. I would be like, "What's like Zelda's favorite color?" Or something. And someone would
Dude,
be
the thing is, like, we all thought it was Google. It was some dude using Google, hoping his sort. Like, you'd be like,
It was Andy.
yeah, you'd be like,
Shit, oh god.
I think one time, like, me and my friends, like, we're fucking 13. We're trying to, like, fucking debate foreign politics. And I was like, no, there's troops in Iran. I'm like, fucking, I'm gonna ask Cha-Cha.
Those were the days, man. Honestly,
man.
okay, in all honesty, it was better because we didn't have access to all this bullshit on the internet. If we wanted to answer,
That
we'd
was
get
the
to it
bullshit though.
immediately.
Like right now, if you told me, "Oh, there's troops in
Sure.
this country," I'd be like,
What I'm-
"Let's check," and I could
what I'm
check
saying
like
is-
several sources.
What I'm saying is the odds of me putting in the question, what is Zelda's favorite color, hitting go on Google and clicking on any other link that popped there, and I was like, oh, that's cool. The odds are high of that, okay? Whereas if I just do this one thing to Cha-Cha, I don't have anything in front of my face, they're going to give me a straightforward answer for the thing I'm looking for immediately.
Here's what I think it is. I think that Cha-Cha was people trying their best. I feel like if Cha-Cha existed now the way it did, you'd be like, is the vaccine safe? And you get some guy that's just working there for money, but like is just a pure MAGA that's like, no, the vaccine has been proven to have this, and this, and also QAnon. Like it would be fucking horrible if we had Cha-Cha.
100%, yeah, for sure. But I love the mental picture of Andy getting a question where it's like, what color are Thanos' undergarments? It's like, what the? All right, I don't fucking.
He just has a color. He just has a color wheel. He flexes like green. Like, are you gonna fucking prove me wrong?
That's it. Like usually Cha-Cha would have like ask again and 242 blah 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 underneath it, like it's a little disclaimer, and it's like, no, just green. That's it.
But
okay, moving on.
I like Nebula's. I don't know, I'm always into the dynamic of like characters that flirt, but like it's just a flirty thing. It's not like they're actually gonna fuck or get together at any point. I don't know. I like that with Nebula and T'Challa, Starlord in this.
The way I always take those things, I also enjoy them, but the way I always take those things is like, maybe in another world, like maybe in a different, you know what I mean? It's like that could have been a thing.
Yeah, that's what it rang like to me, where it's like he's accepted that she would want him, but he's not, and she's just like, that's fine, but I'm always like, shooting my shot.
We're cool with this little heat we got. We'll leave it at that. It's fine.
Yeah, I feel like T'Challa has like his pick of who he like could.
100%, dude. He's a hero in this world. I mean, he always was, man, but like, dude, he always has been.
Like he could get any alien with any color or any amount of arms/tentacles he wants.
I know we talked about this already, but like he talked down Thanos like that. That was incredible. That was amazing. I'm
trying to think of a reference, but like it's just like he's so likable that he did all of this. Like I feel like I've seen that in media before. I just can't think of a specific example of like this dude just being the most likable guy ever.
Oh
man, I don't know.
I'm not thinking of a specific one. I feel like I've just seen that trope before.
I mean, in real life, before the gambling thing came out, Michael Jordan. Anything Michael Jordan did was like gold. Sure. he's the man.
Yeah. I would be remiss if I didn't bring up Howard the Duck for John.
I was just gonna get there too.
Yeah. I wish we had.
He actually was like compelling and not like a total gag, which I liked.
And it was actually Seth Green.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I always forget that Seth Green voices him.
What's the dog's name? Astro?
Cosmo.
Thank you. I like the detail of in Guardians of the Galaxy, I think it's Rocket who walks by the cage and he growls. But when it's T'Challa, he's like, hi.
Mm-hmm. And he's part of the gang now.
That's true, he is. I didn't pick this one up on my own, but I heard that when he discovers the Wakandan ship and all the other ships that the Collector has taken in his glory, the Grandmaster's ship is there.
Yeah. Sorry, go on. Oh, take your moment. I don't want to interrupt.
The Grandmaster's the Collector's brother. So is his brother just storing it there in the meantime, or did he kill his brother for the orgy ship? Or in this universe, did he just get the orgy ship in the will? Maybe it was their dad's orgy ship first.
Okay, if my dad had an orgy ship, fuck that thing, burn it alive.
Austin,
I don't want it.
Be realistic. We're on Earth. It'd be an orgy RV.
I mean, sure. Shut up. Okay.
That makes every camping trip you've ever been on way worse.
The ship I wanted to bring up was. I think in the bottom right-hand corner there was. Oh God, the chick from Ant-Man that goes into the universe that they have to save, Van Dyne or something like that.
Van Dyne's.
Thank you. Chip was in the right corner. I think that could explain why he has Mjolnir, why he has the shield, all that. Yeah. Maybe he cracked time travel.
Maybe. Another ship detail was, because it's not Peter Quill, the ship that he gets is not named after Alyssa Milano, so it's not called the Milano. It's named after Nelson Mandela, so the ship's the Mandela.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Or maybe I'm misremembering that. It's the Mandela effect. Oh. I did that.
Yeah, that was a nice. That was just like one of
I
those
did that.
little touches that just like took the level
Yeah.
up another notch. Also,
100%.
the collector had Hella's like headpiece. Like
Yeah, that
that
was
And he liked it. He's like, oh,
God.
she had style.
And
he
did
did
the thing
like the
too.
thing and like
He
it,
is
like
he is very just happy putting that on. Like I think
He's
he like
feeling himself.
it makes him
Yeah.
confident. And like, you know what? You might be a like a homicidal maniac, but good for you, buddy.
he had
Mhm.
Malekith's dagger too.
I noticed, but
Yeah.
I also noticed that Malekith was in the one. They take him out of one of the boxes. There's, or maybe it's just a dark elf, but there's a dark elf inside one of the collector's things that gets taken out.
Mhm.
Also, did you guys see the Super Scroll?
No,
It was that like
Near the end, when they all get released.
no, it's before like they all get released. It's like when they focus on that one alien who has like the different arm. That's like I'm pretty sure that was a Super Scroll. And
interesting.
basically,
I do not recall.
The Super Scroll, like I don't know how it gets its powers, but it essentially has like all the Fantastic Four's powers as in like one guy, but it's only one of them. So.
That's
But
not
yeah,
a Super Scroll. That's actually Johnny Storm, because at the end of the Fantastic Four 2: Rise of the Silver Surfer, he got everyone's powers. Remember that?
I thought they split him back up.
Oh, I'm assuming they did, but like that's how the movie ends. Is he has all their powers to beat Galactus.
Honestly,
Yeah.
wait, what? Galactus is in that movie?
Yeah, because the Silver
Yeah,
Surfer's
too.
in it, and the Silver Surfer's Galactic's messenger.
I
But it's
remember.
just-
I get the connection between Galactus and Silver Surfer. That I understand comic wise. That movie's a blur to me. Like I have
You know
no
why you
idea
don't
what
realize it was
happened in that movie.
Galactus? Because he was a
I
cloud.
probably did.
He wasn't. It was a cloud.
Okay, that makes
Yeah.
sense. All right.
But he beats the Silver Surfer's ass with everyone's powers combined. Because I remember one time on Reddit, people were saying about Endgame that they thought that in the final battle, Cap would still have the arc reactor that Tony gave him in the beginning when he was just pissed off. And they thought that he was going to put it on while he had the hammer. And I replied, I was like, if I wanted to see Chris Evans get the powers of all his friends, I'd watch Fantastic Four too.
Oh my gosh.
Good. Jordan had to bring that up. He had to. He saw this setup, and he just had to go for it.
Ah. But no, I also really liked the ending, how Wakanda's just hosting these people for dinner, and
Mhm.
Thanos is telling his idea,
Mhm.
like a
To
dumb
Okoye,
embarrassed.
right?
I think to Okoye or just somebody of the Dora Milaje, as if it's
Mhm.
just like a dumb idea he had when she's like, he's like, no, but like trust me, like you're not seeing it the way I'm seeing it. Like it's efficient though. And Nebula's just reacting like, it's Dad, like you've told the story 100 times. It's embarrassing.
It's a nice touch.
We get it. You could have went pro if it wasn't for your bad knee. Like we've heard this before.
That's really accurate. I like that a lot. I mean, the other one is very dark, but like I get it.
And also, Korath was talking to like some other Wakandan, or was it Shuri? It might have been
It was Shuri.
I think
It was
Korra
Shuri.
talking to
He's
Shuri, yeah.
He's like, we're best friends. Like throughout the episode, his like layer of relationship that he's telling other people just goes.
Yeah. Korath just wanted to be everyone's best friend.
Yeah.
So, what do we think about the end, where the Watcher's like, but sadly, this might cause the end of the universe or whatever? Is that just the end of this thing? Like, is it?
Well, I mean,
is
think
it doomed?
about it, right? Like, especially this iteration of Peter Quill. Like, of course, he's gonna be like, yeah, I'll dip on my, low-paying job and go.
Hey, he could have a wife and kids. You don't know this. Maybe he married his high school sweetheart.
Yeah, I feel like regardless of his marital status, I feel like he would still go on this journey even more so.
Dude, I don't think Ego was there asking him to go on a journey. Ego was there to kill. That's how I read it personally.
Well, you
I
should
don't
have
know.
taken back to where Ego actually was and stab him with his own tentacle thing, and then just take over the world. And nobody.
Yeah, I think he was.
Other Guardians wouldn't be there to stop him, and
Mhm.
once all these like blobs are growing, like it's over.
It was the plot of Guardians 2, but just Peter and his dad.
Yeah.
Ego. Yeah, that's how I took it at least.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. Maybe he would have dragged him there. He's not like gonna go kill him in this Dairy Queen, but I don't think he was gonna do the approach of like, "Hey, buddy, I'm your dad. I know you've been looking for me." Like he just went in like Peter, and like his eyes are glowing. He's like ready to be like.
I would have loved if there was like a line. Sorry, if there was like a line where he was like, "What? Can I clean the back first? Like, can I finish? Because I'm a I'm a hardworking dad here or something, you know.
I would have loved if like he offered him a blizzard and like he had to do the upside down thing. What if that turns ego?
And that's how it cuts.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's what?
What if that's how ego turns? Like we got Thanos to turn. What if ego's just like, wait, the ice cream doesn't fall? I can hold off on this domination plan. I gotta figure out how this shit works.
Oh, I thought you were saying it like he's thinking about it, like, okay, maybe this world isn't bad, and then the blizzard falls out of the cup, and he's like,
His eyes just glow again. Yeah.
I feel like we're forgetting stuff. I feel like there's a lot in the middle that we just didn't touch on.
There was. I mean, like the bar scene. I think like was just went on for a bit, but then it was just what Drax. We introduced good guy Thanos, and then even on Nowhere, like it all happened pretty fast.
Yeah.
That triple cross with Nebula was like that got me for a second. I really thought that she betrayed them.
Oh, I saw that coming a mile away. The green thing that the dude ate and that caused all this stuff to grow. Did we see that in Guardians? Is that the same thing? Okay. You know what I'm referencing, right? In like one of the Guardians movies, there's this thing that like grows out of water or something. Like life, like green. I don't remember what the fuck it was.
Oh.
I don't think it's the same thing.
I just remember there was a scene involving Rocket Raccoon, something about you're making me kick grass, and the grass wasn't there because they made the grass come up through some weird thing. I don't remember what happened. I remember Drax stabbing out of that yellow belly.
You're talking the beginning of Guardians 2?
Maybe, I don't remember. This is just a fever dream for me. I remember like making grass grow being a plot point. Maybe I'm making that up.
On Ego's planet, where he was like, Peter, you can control everything, including like the grass, the trees, the bubbles, the what's it called, topography.
I'm gonna drop it because I don't think that's it, and I can't think of where it's coming from. So
I wouldn't be surprised if there is like an Easter egg in the first movie of something with the
apparently there's an Easter egg that's still never been found according to James Gunn.
Apparently, New Rockstars, the YouTube channel, you should check them out. They're great. They cracked part of it. Like really? I don't remember what they said that it was, but like they had a video about it, and like literally James Gunn, right? That's what he said. Mm-hmm. Yeah, James Gunn was like, yeah, they got part of it, like in a tweet.
Huh.
At what point is he just gonna
useless information?
At what point is he just gonna pull in Arkham City and be like, all right, nobody else found this, I'm just gonna tell you?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like we're forgetting stuff, but overall, I think the second one, the first one's, there's a lot of stuff going around, but the first one being like underwhelming. And I feel like underwhelming is an okay word, but there are some people saying like a disappointment. And I'm like, whoa. Pump those brakes. I don't think it was disappointment. Yeah. I think they were going for a completely different thing with the first episode. Second one's just more fun.
I get how you could use the word underwhelming. I just think that the first one was a little bit, it was just truer to what we already know. Whereas the second one decided to go into way different places. And like both are okay. Both are fine.
Mm-hmm. I also think the fighting in the first one was just like way more wackier and fun, which is a weird juxtaposition to what I just said, because the whole second episode as a whole is way more fun than like the first one as a whole. But like the combat, like they were just showing off Captain Carter, how she could just manhandle people, and like she was stronger for some reason than normal Cap. I don't know why, but she was.
Well, her like just the base of what the serum was working with was just.
Yeah, but I thought it just brings you up to peak. It's not like it boosts, like it's not like it has a number. It's like I'm going to boost you by this much. So if you're weak before, you'll just be 10. You know what I mean?
Steve was shorter. He had a lot more ailments. You know what I mean? It just had to overcome more.
Yeah.
I'm guessing it's like
and I think like we said last week, like when she comes out of that portal in 2012 when they're doing the thing for the Avengers, it's not like in Winter Soldier where like Peggy's still alive in a nursing home. Steve died a while ago. That guy was sick and tiny and frail.
I think Lee Aaron was like he had scarlet fever or whatever, so like he definitely would have been dead a long time ago. I have a question. Do you guys think T'Challa becomes Black Panther still in this universe?
I was thinking that too. I don't know. It'd be weird, right? But I feel like now that he knows that his people are, because
he knew what the Black Panther was when he was a kid.
Sure.
Like,
and he still had the necklace his whole life in space.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's very true. That's a cool moment too when it like starts glowing.
Yeah.
Oh, because me and Jordan have been playing a lot of Avengers, and whenever you're Black Panther, you hear like a lot of the Wakandan like drums and stuff.
I was just gonna bring that up. Yeah.
As soon as you hear that, it just instantly like takes you into like that world, and it's awesome.
Yeah, I love that musical note. It just they found some magic with that one.
Also, this might be dark. What happened to the Dora Milaje that were on the ship looking for him?
That seemed to me to
What do you
be
mean?
some sort of like because you just saw the armor sets and it looked like
Yeah, they
Yeah.
were like mannequins. They're mannequins.
I thought it was like some sort of like
Oh, you thought it was like
because
it was like a drone?
yeah, because remember in Black Panther they're piloting ships like in their like
But can you
base
do that from space? Is the Komoyo
mile
network
away.
access to space?
I
I
just
don't
took that
know.
as there never were
I mean,
any in there. There
think-
just were
think
3
about it.
armor sets on mannequins on the ship that they stole.
Think about it like this, Jordan. Like when they sent out
I mean-
those 2 satellites in the 70s and they like went all the way out to like Pluto or whatever, like those were like 70s technology with like old radio kind of stuff. So you imagine the Wakandans could
I
develop
guess.
stronger.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's also the collector who puts together like exhibits.
But exactly. So he could have provided the mannequins.
That's what I'm saying.
So that's what I'm saying.
he-
What happened to the
Yeah.
actual door? They got.
there's no guarantee they were there. There was just armor sets. Is what I'm saying. There were armor sets on the damn ship, and then
Oh,
he
you
put
mean
them
like
put them on
in
mannequins and put them on
cubbies?
there.
Like they're like, hey,
Sure.
in case you piss yourself, like here's an extra set of clothes.
Why not? Why is that so unrealistic? I think that's what it was.
I think it's cool that they could do space travel. I never really thought.
Yeah, I
about
never
that
connected those
before.
dots, but it's like, huh? Yeah, if
Yeah,
anyone
it
could,
makes
probably them.
sense. Yeah.
Any final thoughts, guys?
I am stoked to see the 3rd episode, and if it continues on this path, they're just gonna get better. And
Yeah,
I'm
I
stoked.
want to see this shit get weird, man.
Yeah, I liked how this episode, and we talked about this, was much more different in terms of like what the what if could be. So I'm excited to see how that looks as we continue forward, and also, yeah, I like kind of forgot that Chadwick Boseman was voicing the character again, so I was like,
Yeah.
oh yeah,
It was a great performance from him. He will be dearly missed. It was really nice at the end. They said, "What was it? Our inspiration, our friend, our hero."
Yep, something like that. And I was like, oh, my heart.
I know.
It's still just crazy to think about that everything he was going through during all this time.
He was one of the first people to sign on for this what if show.
Yeah.
Compared to any other like big time actor.
Which is another statement about Chadwick Boseman. Like what he's going through, and he's like, yep, first in line, let's go.
Yeah.
What?
It's been emotional considering like just all this Black Panther stuff happened in this one weekend with the War for Wakanda expansion and this all coming out, and it's it's about a year since he's passed, so like it's all happening around this time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Brett, any final thoughts?
Yeah, I kind of just went through it, like just like the bigger variants we got with this episode. Excited to see like what Loki and maybe Thor, maybe Nick Fury. It's gonna be very interesting. This is a fun show. Like it hasn't disappointed me yet personally, so I just like to see what wacky and wild stuff we can get up to, and also I am interested to see what that through line is, because I do think it is going to affect like what we'll see in the movies and shows potentially in terms of like one character showing up. So it's cool.
How dope would it be? This won't happen, but how dope would it be if Captain Carter showed up in canon MCU? I'd be like, holy
fuck
shit.
it, man! Like I'm ready for shit to get weird.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, we will see you next week when we're discussing episode 3, which is Loki on Earth, and we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.